Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Jordan and I'm here to do a general tarot card reading for the Pisces Collective. Pisces Collective means anybody who has a strong Pisces placement in their birth chart. However, if you feel intuitively guided to these messages, regardless of your zodiac sign, you are welcome here as well. We're going to get started by pulling some spirit animal cards and some angel cards. Then we'll move into a full 10 card tarot spread. So what is going on for my Pisces? What is going on for Pisces? We have Armadillo Spirit, which says set healthy boundaries. Very beautiful. We also have Grasshopper Spirit, which says take a leap of faith. The number 3 might be significant for you because we have the number 3 and 30 here. 33 is a magical number as well. So set healthy boundaries and take a leap of faith. Spirit has a plan for you with the koala spirit here. I love that. When putting yourself out there, you don't have to put it all out on the table. You can be, strategic about what you put out there into the universe. When it comes to meeting people, you want to be vulnerable and open, but you also, want to protect your self-worth, your self-value. And yeah, it's about sharing the right amount of information and knowledge with those who you value. That's what I'm getting for the first message anyway. Sometimes I, as a Pisces, fellow Pisces, can find that I overshare sometimes. That's what I'm thinking of anyway. Very interesting. You've got transformation underneath the bottom of the deck. And you have express your creativity and spiritual abundance. So set healthy boundaries when it comes to money, spiritual abundance, spiritual boundaries as well. And when I say spiritual boundaries, I find anybody who's on a spiritual pathway is open to hearing and listening to other people's stories. But sometimes being in that state of receiving, here she's opening her arms and her hands, can be draining, and can be something you don't need as well. So there's boundaries to be set there. Now with express your creativity, take a leap of faith. There could be something creative that you want to take a risk with. Something about communication here. Let's grab some tarot cards. We'll grab 10. Okay, interesting cards. I'm getting a sense of numbness. Interesting. Okay, underneath the bottom of the deck is the Nine of Cups reverse, which is when things are not really going the way that we want them to go. Feeling like people are not taking you seriously. In the background of this card, we have someone here who's proud of all of their achievements, all of their victories they've had, all of the satisfaction they've had from a job well done, emotional satisfaction. it talks about what's next. What do you want next after having had all these experiences? But with it being reversed, it can be like a card of mocking, of ridicule, of not feeling like your boundaries are being respected. And getting the words filter. So, Pisces, you might be in the habit of filtering out a lot of your self-expression here, mainly because it won't be accepted by everybody. You don't want to be rejected. You don't want to face ridicule or disrespect from other people. But you've got some really creative ideas. You have some wonderful epiphanies that could be shared. Okay, so that's the overall energy. It's just feeling a little bit out of place, feeling a little bit numb. When I say numb, we have the Nine of Swords here, which talks about your nerves, your nervous system. It talks about trauma, guilt, fear, regret, worry, all of those things that pile up upon each other and make it difficult for us to even sleep. And then next to that card is the Five of Pentacles, which talks about rejection, abandonment, isolation, a lack, having had a lack in some area of your life. So for a lot of you in your past, you may have lacked confidence with this King of Wands being here. For a lot of you, you may have been in a state of blocking out emotions and feelings with like substances or relationships, or just distracting yourself from what it is that's important to you. And I feel like that is something here that you no longer can do. Most of your cards are reversed. The only upright cards are right here in this corner. And it's just highlighting how you've let yourself experience the worst of the worst in some area of your life. And, some things were done to you that were horrible. But at the same time, there's self-doubt, there's self-blame because, you allowed yourself to be in those situations at some point, or missed those warning signs. And here are those warning signs here. I would say there's a troubled energy kind of happening here with this Four of Swords and the Hanged One. Not sure which way to go. It's like your mind is torn between the logic and between the heart. Where to put my energy next? So there's a lot of pain in this reading. But if we looked at the cards in a different way, we have the Emperor, we have the King of Wands, we have these two Knights. If we look at those characters, yes, they're all reversed, so they're in states of stagnancy or over-exaggeration. And what does that mean? The Emperor card, when it's stagnant, can talk about, being too strict, being too stubborn or firm in what you believe. And with the Hanged One being reversed, also talks about having made up your mind over certain things. But they are also positive cards, and I feel like maybe you're not looking at all your positive qualities at this time. You might just be in a negative mindset here, which is okay. Sometimes we have to go through those periods of time where we feel lots of pain. and second guess ourselves. But you have put your heart out on the line. You have been brave. You do have confidence, even if it feels false sometimes. And somehow this is all going to be to your benefit, is what I'm getting with the spiritual abundance card. Express your creativity. All this inner turmoil, all of this feelings of lack and doubt and regret and questioning oneself. There's an opportunity here for you to reclaim your power, to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, to know what to say no to as well. I would say the outcome being the Four of Cups is like the energy of no, like I don't want something, or that's not good for me, or I don't feel that way, that type of energy. I would say go with that right now. Like, allow yourself to say no to some things that, maybe you feel like you should appreciate these things or feel like you should have more of these things. But learn to shut those thoughts down. Learn to shut those doorways that cause indecision and overly critical thinking. Because you have achieved a lot, Pisces. You have struggled and overcome with these cards right here. And you've been brave and you've persevered. And people like you, you have charisma with that King of Wands being here. So I think the set the healthy boundaries card is kind of saying, like, set a boundary with yourself about how you are thinking right now, and reject those feelings and those thoughts of abandonment and guilt and doubt and fear and trauma. Just kick them aside for a period of time. Sometimes we got to feel them out. Sometimes we've got to work through them. But I'm seeing a lot of areas of your life shut down right now because of these thoughts and feelings. And the energy of the grasshopper is just kind of like jump out of that. Take a leap of faith. Express your no power. And stop punishing yourself. The hang one is an energy of somebody hanging themselves from a tree, feeling not good enough, that they have to hang themselves there in order to somehow gain some type of enlightenment. There's a lot of abundance to be had by learning to conquer with this Emperor energy these thoughts and feelings. And sometimes we need support. Sometimes we need help with this. Sometimes we have to talk it out with some of the people that we care about the most. Sometimes we have to stop talking about it with people who are exasperating these feelings and thoughts, or environments that are bringing this out of you. You have to use some discernment and set some healthy boundaries with what is triggering these thoughts and feelings. Anyway, this reading's been a lot about me telling you what to do. I'm going by the energy of the cards, but I do recognize here that I might have been a little bit tough on you in this reading. I think, though, that this this energy has to be said, and it will resonate with somebody in the right way. It's not advice that's going to fit everybody, right? Because sometimes there's appropriate times for shadow work. There's appropriate times for sitting with those feelings. And then there's other times when we have to kick them aside, where we have to, fight our way through them and to reclaim a sense of stability. And I'm here to deliver that message to you today. So that's what I've got. Okay. Just know it's worth it, Pisces. You've got spiritual abundance here. And it could even be an energy of expressing like the WTF. Like, what? What is going on? How come this is so... How come my mind is so upsetting at this time? Just throw your hands up in the air. Throw the towel. And throw the towel down, Walk away from what's making you feel that way for a time. And then you can go back to it later, with new boundaries. All right, that's what I've got for your reading. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you again soon.